Hi guys, I'm hoping everyone's okay. We are waiting for a few more, obviously, attendees to come on board. But while we're waiting on this, just give them a minute or so. I'll just discuss about what we've got coming up. Well, like I said, to welcome to our virtual opportunities group session today. I always mention this because of COVID-19 and coronavirus, you know, we're not able to come out to you guys mainly at the job center. A lot of you guys may have been referred by the job center. And I'm hoping some of you guys may have joined us today. Either you're a school leaver or someone may have referred you over to us through friends and family. Um, Congrats to those who've got GCSE results today. And I'm hoping, you got what you wanted, if not more. So like I said, there's lots coming up and I'll discuss it later. But just wanted to say something like this today. I would normally come to the job center or even, if you were in a careers center or library, and we'll discuss what we can offer to you through this Youth Promise Plus provision that we have. Now, like I said, we'll start the actual session today. Firstly, I'll explain what the schedule is going to be about, but there's going to be bits of etiquette and how you can use Microsoft Teams, because some of you guys may not have used this before. So that's why I'm just waiting for a few more guys to log in, and then we'll start this session today. But I really wanted to ask you guys as well. We've got an interactive session here today, so if you using your phone, you can tap on the phone screen, and you can actually message us just like WhatsApp or any chat message. My colleague Sadia, she is in the background writing everything down, and I'm hoping when it comes to question and answer session later on, we can actually go through this with you and cover as many questions as we can. Okay, right. So if you just give us a minute or so, I'll just put the poster back up so a lot of the guys that are coming on board will know that they're in the right session. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Abdul. Sorry to interrupt. We couldn't hear you then.
Okay. No, I was just going to say, William, if you can put the slides up for us, and I just wanted to go through the full slide with everyone. Thank you. Right, guys, while we're waiting anyway, Youth Promise Plus, what do we offer? Now, I'll go through this with yourselves, and we've got many providers and partners that work alongside under this one umbrella called Youth Promise Plus. It is a voluntary provision that we have available for you. Okay, so if you have come through the job center, I know we used to do what we call a youth obligation sessions, and where we used to come along to your sessions. I don't know if you guys ever been on any of these before. And we used to talk to you face to face, and if you had any questions and answers, we used to interact basically. So what I want you guys to do today is interact with us through the chat box. Okay, I will go through Microsoft Teams for those who are new to it. I'll go through with you on how you can interact with us. Okay, first and foremost, now, like I said to you, what the plan today is going to be approximately for 1 hour. Now, obviously, the introduction is from myself regarding Youth Promise Plus. Then what my team do in Birmingham City Council with Work Ready team. So if you feel as though you're job ready, I'll give you some vacancies that are going to come up soon. And hopefully, we can talk about this as well on a one-to-one level if you get in touch with us after this. Again, I'll give you all the details as you go along. We got our great colleague, Georgia from Princess Trust today, who's going to be talking about some great, beautiful opportunities that they've got available for you guys. If you feel as though you're not job ready as well, again, these guys are experts who can help you on that as well. Okay. I've got a little bit to talk about University Hospital. Obviously, we know about the NHS front line these days, you know, and a lot of you guys may want to go into this field. And they've got like clinical roles coming up, and on the 26th of this month, which is just next week, they'll be doing some registration. So again, we'll give you some contact details through our connections that we have. What we are also about is Birmingham Youth Service and Birmingham Career Service. Now, Birmingham Career Service, for a lot of you guys, don't know if you've just come out of school, you feel as though, you need some support. Anyone between the age of 15 to, 19, just say, until the day before your birthday, really, so you're 18, they can help you become job ready. And you can actually, speak to these guys in your local area. We've also got Birmingham Youth Service, who work with anyone from 19 to 25 as well to give you support. Again, if you feel as though you're not job ready, these guys are there as well. They can interact as well with yourself. And I'll just tell you a bit more about Solihull. If you guys, live in Chelmsley Wood or Solihull area, that you may have joined us, and I'll give you some information regarding travel training that they can provide. Again, even if you live in Birmingham, they can provide travel training for you. So if you're worried and concerned about, COVID-19 and how to use the public transport and getting somewhere, these guys can help you in that way. And a bit later on, we've got Katya, who will be joining us from Clarion Futures to tell you about apprenticeship provisions that we've got available. Now, don't worry if you feel as though, you don't know what you want at this current moment. We can look at these things for you, and Katya will tell you about some great opportunities that they've got. They've partnered up with BMed College, and they've got a lot of positions that are going that she will talk about, and she'll have a bit of presentation to come along and talk about. Now, as I've mentioned to some of the guys that have joined us early, there is going to be a question and answer session at the end. There is a chat box that you can use on your phone or in your laptop. Please do use it, because we'd love to hear from you and interact with us. So even at this current moment, as I'm speaking to you right now, if you feel as though we can improve this session, in the future, please let us know as well through this. And there will also be a survey straight after this that will be communicated out to you through email, so you can get in touch with us as well. Okay, William, if you can get to the next slide for me, please. Right, well, as I've mentioned before, some of you guys may not have used Microsoft Teams before. You may have heard of Zoom. I know the job center use Zoom these days, and even for interviews, you might have employers contacting you through virtual platforms like this. So Microsoft Teams is something that we use, which is Birmingham, City Council have authorized for us to use it at this current moment. But employers could use many other platforms that they've got available, as I mentioned with Zoom. Now, using your phone, you tap the screen. If you want to get in touch with us, you'll come up with a menu. You've got your laptop. If you just hover your cursor around the middle of the screen, you will get the menu again as well. You've got option to chat to us through this point. Now, because you're coming through on a live event, it's okay. You will not need to turn off your camera or microphone. But if you do turn them off, you get a better connection in terms of your internet. If you feel as though you've got connection, really bad connection like mine, where you have to switch everything off just so I can get good, sort of link up with you guys. Now, there's a speech bubble on the top right-hand side of your mobile screen. You just tap on that and you can get in touch with us, and please do. Well, at this current moment, like I say, if you've come out from, if you got your GCSE results today, if you can just type something to say GCSE results, and if you're happy with your results, please, again, let us know, just so we know what we can do for you guys. Okay. The next slide is about etiquette. So, William, if you can get to the next slide for me, please. Okay. Now, again, if you need to leave early, please just do text and say, look, you need to leave early. We've got your details and we can get in touch with you. But before you leave us anyway, I'll give you our contact details. But majority of you guys, please be on this, because it is monitored. We do need to report back to the job centre as well for those claimants who have come through one of the referrals. And like I said to you, if you find as though you've got any issues, please text as well. Now, be careful with what you do write on the actual group chat. As I've mentioned, my colleague Sadia is monitoring that. So if there's anything, obviously, that it's not appropriate, she will delete it and you will be dismissed. So if there's any technical difficulties, again, text on that for us as well, please. Okay, William, if you can kindly go to the next slide for me. Right, I'm hoping my colleague Sadia would have put this down already in the chat box for you. So this is how you can get in touch with us if you feel as if there's technical issues today. Now, YOG, YOG at birmingham.gov.uk, that's our email address. Whether you want to ask a question about the Work Ready team, Princess Trust, which is going to come on soon, as I said to you, or Katya, who's going to talk about apprenticeship schemes, please let us know. On the other hand, you can actually go on our website, www.birmingham.gov.uk/Youth Promise Plus, which is YPP sign up. Again, you can cut and paste that from the chat box. My colleague Sadia will put this on for you. So this will come up regularly, so you know if there's any issues that you can actually get back in touch with us. And again, we will send you an email with our survey as well when we finish this. Okay, thank you, William. If you can get to the next slide. Right, many of you guys may have come on board to obviously get support in finding work. Now, sorry, I just wanted to pause a little bit at this current moment. Now, we hear in the news about retail stores closing. I mean, the big one at this current moment, obviously, River Island is thinking about closing. Debenhams, could be going under as well soon. Now, there's many vacancies in alternative sort of sectors. A lot of you guys may have worked in retail and you think, oh my God, what do I do at this current moment? But there is positions available for you guys, and we can, guide you and signpost you towards these. I mean, I myself work in construction sector at this current moment, so there is many vacancies that are coming up in construction. If you go into town, or I don't know if you've been to Peribania, the one-stop area, they're building the athletic stadium there. Obviously they need people with interest in that sort of sector. But again, if you got transferable skills, are you good with computers, and you're good with admin, retail, you come in our customer service, talking to people, these guys need you, if you want to work in construction, you need a CSCS card. Many of you guys might not have it. Again, I can put you forward, or my colleagues can also signpost you towards these organizations which can support you in getting that CSCS card. And it's not like college, it's only a few days or a few weeks. And sometimes it's over virtual, like platform like this, where you'll be training from home or wherever you are. Okay, right. So I just wanted to show you some vacancies at this current moment. Now, for those of you guys who are interested in going straight into work and you feel your job ready, you've got a CSCS card, please let me know. We've got the vacancies, like I say, at this current moment, with one of the biggest, the tallest tower that's being built at this present moment at Broad Street. So there will be others going up. I hear the news is there's going to be even taller buildings coming up. Now, the vacancies, the very first one is an apprenticeship opportunity. Now, if you got a driving license and you've got 2 GCSEs or equivalent in maths and English, please get in touch with me. There's 5 positions for lab technicians. Now, when you hear lab technician, you think about, I don't know, science, you think, now this is all about you going out, okay? Balfour Beatty Vinci is one of the largest construction company in the world, and you literally go out wherever they're building, for example, bridge or roads, or more civil engineering aspect for HS2 within West Midlands, and you'd bring back soil, you'd test it, and you'd match the concrete to go with it. And obviously you will get full training for this. It's £14,000 salary at the beginning. It's 18 months apprenticeship, but I'm telling you, this is one of the greatest opportunities I've come across so far. After 18 months, your salary will go up to about £28,000. And because you'll be working for such a big company, seriously, the world is your oyster, really. Okay, so please get in touch with us if you've got, GCSE equivalent and a driving license, and an interest, obviously, in the sort of field. And I am telling you, especially females, if you're interested in going into this sort of aspect, they can train you up for this. Now, we just it hasn't fully come out yet. Electrician apprentice. You need to be 18 or above for these roles because of construction aspects, working on construction site. If you've got your results today, if you are 18 and above, GCSE, maths, English and science, grade 0 above. Now, adult education budget. Now, we've got many of these guys who are working with us in partnership that are offering provisions that are, if you don't feel job ready, they can provide you with this and then provide you with guaranteed interview in certain aspects that you want to go into. Digital innovators we spoke to last week, Chris and Harry came on board. Seriously, again, there's great opportunities within IT sector, and anything to do with digital and social media aspect, these guys can help. And there's many training providers for, you know, CSCS cards or any specific training that you might need. FLT course soon, they're coming up as well, based in Newtown. And as I said, many opportunities that are coming up for graduates as well. Okay, right, William, if you can get to the next slide for me, please. Okay, we're going to show you a video. This was filmed before COVID-19, and just wanted to mention, sorry if that's okay with you guys, that, you know, it's good news story about, you know, it's clients that have gone into work, and these are success stories about them. Now, obviously, during this lockdown, we'd like to create some videos about people like yourselves going into work and success stories. So, you know, I'm hoping, you know, we can put you on this as well soon. So, guys, please have a listen out for it. I'm hoping it should play okay, because sometimes if you got internet that's not, you know, great, it might just give you the sound and the video may lag. I'm hoping it should work for you. So just please listen out for the stories of these guys. Okay, thank you, William.
Are you 16 to 29 and looking for a job, a training or education opportunity? Do you live in Birmingham or Solihull? If the answer is yes, our one-to-one service can help you.
We work with young people who need that extra bit of support. We can help them look at their movement to education, training and work.
They gave me interpersonal skills, helped me build up my teamwork, my confidence. I have a job now thanks to them. I am going to college soon, in like 2 months. I'm going to study what I really am passionate about. I'm going to study game development, and I'm finally going to be able to do my GCSEs. I feel overall happy and better than I ever thought I would.
My advisor, Abdul, came in and told me about the program, and I was pretty much sold on it from them. They helped me like rewrite my CV and made it stand out, and they got me the interview, so I wouldn't be here without them. I think this is the best job I have. I'll recommend it to anyone.
There's a lot of other things we do outside of employment for the young person to ensure that employment it can be sustained.
I'm a single mum. I've been single since she was born back in 2016. I've been in care. They've helped me boost my confidence. She's helped me realise that I can get a job.
We'd like to help you to look through your options. Youth Promise Plus wants to speak to you.
Are you 16 to 20?
Right, guys, hope, well, you got something from this at this current moment. Obviously, I wanted to talk about what we do as a work ready team first and foremost. So in Birmingham City Council, I've got my colleagues Sadia and Kuldeep who work with us as well on the Youth Promise Plus project for anyone aged between the age of 15 to 29. And as I've said to you, if you feel work ready, but there's others available as well. What we do, we can do in-work benefit calculation for you before you even consider going into work. If you live on your own and you've got rent or bills to pay, you know, but you know, if you live with your parents, or you might have that bit of support where you think, you know what, no, I just want to start somewhere, so I don't mind working from minimum wage and then going up. So don't worry, like I said, it is a voluntary provision, so we won't put you into something that you don't want to go into. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention as well, at this current moment, we've got other projects available for people who might feel as though, you know, they're not project ready. If you've got family members as well, for World of Work that we've got available, that's in Birmingham City Council. There's Pure Project as well as others that are available through this. Okay, right. So if I can just get this slide on for me. Sorry, William, if you can put our Youth Promise slide on so I can just highlight what we've got available for them. Thank you. Right, what do we have to offer? As I mentioned, health and other personal support that's available to you if you feel as though you're not job ready. Travel and other expenses. Right now, if you feel immediately because you're not registered with us on the Youth Promise Plus provision, please speak to your job coach through, you know, UC Journal, and I'm sure they can help you on a one-to-one basis if you have come through the job centre. And you know, and if you feel as though you need travel support, as long as we can register you on the provision, again, we can provide that for you going on board on an individual basis, obviously assessment on that. Helping to build your confidence. If you feel as though, you know, you need interview techniques, you need your CV looked at, and maybe just basic aspect of things, you know, we can advise you on that. Right, coaching and mentor. I mean, you know, I can honestly tell you, a lot of the guys that are on today, and you know, if you come on board as well, we're here because we're passionate about building a future for you guys. Look, we've gone through experience. I myself have worked in many sort of sectors, and I've come on board here because I'm passionate about providing that, you know, skill that I've gained to help you. I mean, I know when I was growing up, it was a long time ago, I'm telling you. When I was growing up, at the time, we didn't have the internet aspect. We didn't have all this support available. And even if there was, I didn't know about it. So I want to get the message across to you guys that, look, we are here to help you. Yes, you're going to build your future, but it's going to help us in long term as well, you know. Now, training and work experience, I've already mentioned a little bit about this. If you feel as though you need that little bit of training, we will guide you and signpost you towards these things. Apprenticeship schemes, traineeships, we've got Katja coming on soon, who will speak to you about what she's got available. And there's many others. I mean, construction especially, you know, we've got what we call Galliford Try over in Broad Street, where we're hoping to get this running again because of COVID-19, it stopped. We can give you 5 days work placement there as long as you've had your CSCS card training. You don't have to be in possession of your CSCS card as long as you've had this. And look, CVs and jobs, I mean, that's where we come in. That's our forte. And Princess Trust will tell you the same thing with Georgia. You know, we can help you to update your CV or create a new one. And if you feel as though, you know, you've got an interview coming up, talk to us and we'll get you into that little bit of interview mode, you know, and we can go through certain aspects. Gain skills and qualifications. Again, we can signpost you towards those things. And please remember, you know, it's for you. This is the opportunity that's come up for you guys on a voluntary basis. Okay, William, if you can go to the next slide, please. Right, staying safe. I mean, COVID-19 at this current moment, a lot of you guys may be anxious about going out there, being in work. I mentioned about NHS, you know, there's this stigma as well on the other hand to say, hold it, I don't want to work in frontline because there's more chance of, you know, there's more chance of being at risk. Now, again, you know, employers have put gone through risk assessments and they have put safety aspects in place. You know, your safety is first, you know, for us, even if we put you, you know, first in terms of safety, and it's paramount that we make sure that you guys are safe. So the very first one, as you can see, you know, wearing a mask when you get onto a transport, being at work, having the hand gel. I mean, if you go into stores like Aldi's, for example, they've all got the plastic shield front of them to protect their staff as well as yourself. You know, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, for many people having interviews through virtual platforms, as I mentioned earlier. And again, we can prepare you for this. If you feel as though you don't have the internet connection, hopefully the libraries will be coming up soon. I know at this current it's only click and collect, and even the youth services team are hoping to open soon as well. The, you know, offices in your local area. So we will put all this in place as we go along. You know, we will work with you to see how we can find a solution for this. William, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right, guys, before I move on to our great colleague Georgia, I just wanted to give you the contact details again, and I'm hoping Sadia has already put this on for you as well on the chat box. So it's yog@birmingham.gov.uk, and the other, obviously, if you want to get through to us through the internet service, it's going to be www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP sign up. So just wanted to say to you guys, obviously, you know, I'm hoping you've got most of this at this current moment. I'm going to pass you on to my colleague Georgia. Hello, Georgia, are you there?
Hello, sorry, I was having a bit of trouble unmuting then. Hi.
Oh, no problem at all. I'll just put you back. So I'll pass you on now. All right. So I'll come back to you guys soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Abdul, and thank you so much for you guys coming on and listening to what we've got to say. I also want to give a massive shout out to the YPP crew. You know, they've done some amazing advertising at the moment, trying to get more young people into our services, and as such, we've had a massive influx into the Princess Trust. So just to do a little introduction, wondering if you could put up the slides for the Princess Trust, that'd be awesome. So I'm Georgia, I'm from the Princess Trust, and I'm one of the youth workers in Birmingham. We're currently working with a couple of other staff across the West Midlands as well, so if you guys are a bit further afield, that's okay, or know of anybody that's a bit further afield, that's okay as well. And next slide, William. So just who is the Princess Trust and who are we? So we are one of the UK's leading youth charities. You might have heard of us. you might not. Generally, your parents might have heard of us because of our business courses. But we were actually set up by His Royal Highness Prince Charles, and we support young people all the way down from the age of 11 all the way up to the age of 30. And if you're just turning 31, if you get on one of our courses or get our support, we can support you for an extra year there as well. And we help young people at different stages of their journey, you know, creating opportunities for young people and kind of taking out the middleman when it comes to applications. So a lot of what we do is a lot of face-to-face work. Generally, we feel like it makes a bigger impact to young people to come into our centre, but because of COVID at the moment, like Abdul said, we're doing a lot more virtual and over the phone. So if you go to the next slide, please, William, and I'll just take us through a little bit about what the Prince's Trust is doing. Okay, so while our centres are closed, we did actually have an in-house session yesterday as a little trial, so we're getting there in terms of opening our centres again. But whilst our centres are closed, we are helping you over the phone, over email, over online things as well. And I've even posted worksheets out to young people. So, you know, we're kind of covering our backs a lot with that, so that's great. So an example of some of the courses that we have actually got running at the moment is something called Virtual Explore. Virtual Explore is for, like Abdul said, you know, those sorts of young people who maybe want to boost in confidence. You know, the pandemic has knocked a lot of people's confidence, and you know, those that are maybe struggling to find out where their next step is in their career. So we run little micro sessions on a platform like this, and then we give you personalised one-to-one support afterwards to try and help you achieve your goals. We also have a lot of virtual Get Starteds going on at the moment. So Get Starteds are longer, maybe 3 to 5 day sessions. Again, a mixture of online and going and doing your own work. Examples of Get Starteds that we've got going on at the moment is Get Started with Music and Film. So you work with young people across the West Midlands to compose music pieces and different things like that, which is awesome. We also have lots and lots of mentoring going on as well. So even if you have no idea what you're going to do, but you're like, I don't really fancy any of those courses, I can work with you, volunteers can work with you, and we can work towards a personal development plan and actually really kind of help you take actionable steps towards your goals. We also have things like Get Hired. So for those of you that are at the working with work coaches and at the job centres, we actually host with companies Get Hired events, and we're doing these online, and they've become really successful actually. So next week we're doing a different version of the Get Hired, which is called a Work Ready Reboot, and it's for work ready young people who have a CV and are looking for, you know, opportunities and just maybe to scrub up on like interview techniques and things like that. That sort of thing includes mock interviews and exclusive access to a mailing list where employers approach the Prince's Trust and we say, here's some young people who are work ready, you can contact them. We are actually working with Clarion as well, who Abdul mentioned earlier, who have lots of vacancies. So if you want to get a bit of prep in before that, you can come to us. We also have our business courses up and running. So if you guys have got a trade or a skill that you want to set up or maybe make it work, maybe lockdown's giving you some time to think about setting up a business, by all means, come along. We can have a discussion. You can go on our little virtual course and you can have some mentoring as well, which is fantastic. The last thing I have to mention, and Abdul did mention about giving sort of funding towards bus travel, different things like that. We also do the same at the Prince's Trust, and they're called Development Awards. So if you guys get a job or confirmation of going back to college or get accepted to like uni or like get accepted on some training, we can actually provide you with funding in the form of vouchers, in the form of passes, different things like that. So that you guys are not worrying or panicking about how you're going to get there, or maybe the uniform you need, or maybe the DBS check you need, things like that. So we try and take out all of the drama relating to that. Okay, and if you could just go on to the next slide, please, William. That'd be great. And if you guys are like, oh, that's so much information, really don't know what she's talking about, go and visit our coronavirus support hub. There's loads of free resources there, so anybody of any age can access those resources. There's loads of business tips, there's a jobs board on there, there's loads of well-being and career advice. And all you need to do is just kind of go to that URL at the bottom there and just have a little look and see what courses we have got available. And next slide for me. And something really amazing, guys, that we are working on when the slide comes up, is the NHS sort of partnership that we have going. So obviously at the moment with the pandemic, you know, medical staff and clinical workers and even those in the professional admin side of hospitals and things like that are really desperately needed at the moment. And we've got a partnership with the NHS, and we've actually got a dedicated team of workers who are helping young people get through those horrible applications that you have to do on the NHS website and help you get through the interviews to get your dream NHS job. You know, a lot of them focus on entry-level roles because there's so much career progression in the NHS that starting up an entry-level role is pretty good. We're currently running a Get Into Hospitals programme, which is actually a face-to-face delivery at the QE Hospital, and that's happening literally today and it's been happening all week. We do have Get Hireds in NHS, and we do also have mini short programmes to prep you for any NHS work. And we're constantly seeing massive success stories from people getting jobs in the NHS. So that's something we're really proud of and something we can help you with. Okay, and the last couple of things that I'd just like to say is, you know, we're a youth charity, you know, we're, like Abdul said, you know, everybody under the Youth Promise Plus are here to help you. There has never been so much support for young people out there. And actually, during this really scary time of uncertainty, lean on us, trust us, and actually, help us to help you get into a job. You know, it might not be your dream job straight away, but actually everything is a stepping stone, and it's definitely something that you guys can learn from. So, you know, lean on us. We're here for you, and we have lots and lots of resources, you know, for you to get started with something. Okay. If you have any questions about the Prince's Trust, or, you know, you want to chat to me further, you know, by all means, put some comments in the box. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to Youth Promise Plus for having us on this call. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgia. Right, guys, I am hoping you have got a lot from this, and obviously, as Georgia mentioned, you know, there's a lot of things that are happening there to help you guys. Now, she did touch up on the NHS. Prince's Trust are working very closely with the NHS service, that's through Learning Hub. I don't know if you know QE Hospital, just past the Birmingham University. Now, they're actually looking for clinical role workers. This program, as you know, Georgia mentioned, Prince's Trust has been running this all through the week, and it's happening at this current moment. But I know Learning Hub also had something for 26 next week. So get in touch with us, and we will, you know, pass you over to Georgia as well as the Learning Hub. So I just wanted to tell you a bit more about what NHS are providing at the Learning Hub. So if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right, guys. Well, as I've mentioned, you know, everything that we've just discussed about what we can do, they can do also for NHS at the Learning Hub. And it's directly, obviously, with the hospital that's based there, with the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. But if you live on this side of the city as well, I do know for a fact there is some opportunities that are being delivered through the Heartlands Hospital as well, near Borsley Green in Small Heath. So, you know, you've got this available too. I know, I just wanted to put this flyer up because this is a flyer that they do pass on to people. I know there's a lot of information on there. Again, if you need it, we can email it to you. Please get in touch with us. So if you can go to the next slide for me, please, William. Right. Again, it's just to do with what sort of training they provide for you. There will be work placements as well as, you know, registering on the NHS job site. Help you with NHS application forms. I don't know if you guys ever had a chance to complete an NHS application form. It's not just simple as forwarding your CV. There will be, you know, quite in-depth sort of information they'll ask for on that form, and a lot of it is online. Okay, so there will be, you know, question and answer sessions as well, and it does talk about first aid awareness and infection control, and you know, even teamwork. They'll go through all of this with you to see how they can help you be successful through their program to get into NHS jobs. Now, the last time I was told, almost 80% of the people that do go through Learning Hub or through Princess Trust for this NHS course are successful in securing a job through NHS. Okay, so William, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right, our colleagues in Birmingham Youth Service. I just wanted to put this slide up quickly because I didn't mention it earlier. They work with you guys again in your local areas. If you're aged between 19 and 25, if you feel as though you can't come out to see us in town, if you feel as though you slowly need to get into that mode of getting out there, becoming more confident using public transport, you know, these guys can help locally as well. Okay, and we're hoping, you know, if you register with us and you need travel support, we're hoping once these youth centres open in your local area, we can put these in, you know, put these provisions in place so you don't have to come all the way to us or for me to come out to your doorstep. If you need it, I can, by the way, but you know, you can come and collect it from your local area if you need it on the day. That hasn't come yet, but hopefully we will have it soon. Right, William, if you can go to the next slide for me. Okay, just wanted to quickly go through this with yourself. Independent travel training provided by our partner and colleagues in Solihull Council. Now, it doesn't matter where you live in Birmingham or Solihull, as long as you're in a B postcode, they can provide you with that sort of travel training itself. And if you need travel support as well, as I mentioned, if you're going through our project, they can provide this. So next slide for me, please, William. We'll skip that one. Just mentioned about the travel training itself. Right. Now, they are based in Solihull. You don't have to go all the way to Solihull itself to get this support. They will do this virtually for you. If you obviously, once they've agreed with yourself and then you need to be, you know, shown the way around for public transport, they'll come out to you hopefully and go through the risk assessment before they agree on this. So anyone aged between 15 to 29 can access this support. Okay, and as I've mentioned before, your safety is obviously paramount. So we will make sure that we go through all the risk assessments before we put you through any of this advice and guidance that we will put through for individual, you know, basis really. Right, the training is free, obviously, because like I said to you, if you're unemployed, you're not in education, employment or training, Youth Promise Plus is here to help you through, you know, this journey to get into work or training itself. Right, next slide for me, please, William. Okay, these are the guys that work in Solihull. So I just wanted to give you some familiarity. So if you are, you know, going through Chelmsley Wood, they do have a job shop over there, which hasn't opened yet. It was open just before COVID-19 lockdown, and unfortunately it's closed for safety reasons as well. It will be open soon, and we will let you know on this. Okay, right. Next slide for me, please, William. Who is eligible now? Again, I've repeated this. I know it's the slides that they've sent to us. You see, I just wanted to cover it through. Anyone who's not in education, employment or training, anyone aged between 15 to 29 years old and living in UK with right to work and must be from Solihull or Birmingham B postcode. Thank you, William. Okay. Right, traveling in public transport. This is just wanted to highlight some of the information that we've got for you, you know. Always plan ahead when you're making those journeys. If you are going to be going for an interview, I know some of my contacts, they are interviewing people in their offices. Obviously, once you go there, they might not let you into the building until it's interview time, you know. So don't go there too early, but, you know, make sure you plan it. You might need to wait outside instead of waiting in the office foyer or whatever it's going to be. So, and again, once you finish the interview, you may take a different exit out. So, you know, you will be given all these details. Get in touch with us and we'll go through it with you. William, thank you. Now, I've got my colleague Katya. I am not sure if she's come on board at all at this current moment. She might be having some technical difficulties trying to go on. Hello, Katya.
We're just trying to get her in, Abdul. 1 second.
Oh, thank you.
You can ad-lib for a bit.
Well, like I say to you, you know, I'll just mention about the vacancies, then it'll give me an opportunity then while you guys are getting ready. Right, guys. Now, while we're waiting for Katya to come on board, and as you can see, this is what modern workplace is about. You know, I'm working from my home at this present moment. We're not sure when we'll be allowed to go back to our Birmingham City Council office. Now, with Youth Promise Plus, the support that we talk about, we can come and meet you with the social distancing, obviously, and the risk assessment in place. We can meet you in a suitable place if you need us to come outside and see you, all right? As I mentioned about travel tickets, even now, when someone's gone into work, we understand, you know, until you've come out, if you're a claimant on job seekers or universal credit, sorry, you know, it might take you a few weeks before you can stand on your own 2 feet in terms of financial aspect of it. So we can provide the day savers for you, either if you need it posted to your home address, or ideally, if I can come out to your workplace and just give it to you, because like I said to you, it's the easiest and the quickest option. Vacancy wise, that I mentioned earlier, the electrician apprenticeship one, it closes next week. It's a very quick turnaround. The employer is desperate for someone really good, who's really enthusiastic, that wants to go into this sort of work. And the reason they're asking for science as well, as you can imagine, you know, electrical work involves a lot of maths and a lot of engineering aspect as well, you know, and technicality. And it again, that's a career you'll be set for life if you can get yourself in there and get not only experience, but they will pay for your qualification as well, you know. We also have the Balfour Beatty Vinci opportunity. The last guy that's gone in to this, he started last week actually. It is an early start. A lot of the construction work does request for you to start early, so he starts at 7 o'clock, you know, but then on the other hand, he finishes for 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's really enjoying himself. This office is based in Broad Street, but they're taking him out into the fields, you know, and he's already getting that experience. So seriously, don't miss out. If you've got the skills, if you've got a license for the Balfour BT, if you've got some interest and you want to go into the electrician's electrical apprenticeship role, there's administrative roles are coming up as well. I just recently had an email from Office of Public Guardian, civil service, based just opposite of Central, you know, a library near Broad Street. They'll be recruiting again for staff for not just customer service, but the administrative aspect of it as well. Okay. Any news at all? Others I can actually cover those slides for Katya. Sorry, guys.
Hi guys, sorry, I think we're still having a little bit of trouble. I think Teams is against us today. But I was just going to echo what Abdul said then. Sorry, George from the Prince's Trust again. You know, with these construction vacancies and things like that, you know, stuff does happen, and like we are here to provide you guys with support to get into that. And I'll just tell you a little case study while we're just trying to get Katya into the call. So I actually was working with a lad for about 3-4 weeks, and he'd come out of college and got his level 2 in carpentry, and he'd got his CSCS card, which is great. And then we got some opportunities come across our desk at the Prince's Trust, and I thought, you know what, he'd be perfect for this. I don't know if it's really for him. It was like kind of to do with carpentry, but it was like a traineeship, and you'd learn a little bit about concrete as well. And it's actually working on the Moda Tower. So I did an 1.5-hour interview prep with him, and then I put him forward. Well, I put him forward for the job, and then did an 1.5-hour interview prep with him. He turned up on the day, so it was actually a face-to-face interview, and he was a bit concerned because he had to meet someone in a car park, but understandably, because you can't just walk onto a construction site. And actually, you know, I like to think that with the support of those opportunities coming across from like YPP and like my support, that actually he managed to get the job. He actually had 2 micro interviews, managed to get the job, and is now working there full time as a former carpenter trainee on the Moda Tower, and he literally had the quickest turnaround. So he had the second interview on the Thursday and started on the Monday, and now we're getting him some more support with bus fare and tools and equipment, and you know, some like heavy duty boots and stuff through a development award, because he's got that contract now coming through. But I think it just goes to show that, you know, us guys here at YPP get lots of people approaching us about opportunities, and actually, you know, we can work with you because we believe and want to invest in you, because as soon as we invest in you guys, you know, it's investing in Birmingham and Solihull and all those places. So, you know, take lots of advice from Abdul and keep attending these sessions, because you never know what employers and different support mechanisms might come on these calls. But I thought that was just like a really nice sort of case study to throw in there while he was talking about construction things. So I'll try and get Katia on the call, but it might be, Abdul, that you have to do her slides, okay?
Thank you, guys. Yeah, sorry, obviously I was hoping to bring Katia on board to have a chat with yourselves, but she has got some great opportunities available in partnership with Birmingham Metropolitan College as well at this current moment. So if you can put the slides up for me, please. Sorry, guys, just waiting for the slides to come up. Okay, right, thank you. Right, Clarion Futures, what are they? Obviously, at this current moment, they're a housing group, but they also work to help, through the welfare to work system for people like yourselves. And they also work on the World of Work project I've mentioned earlier. Actually, they're partnering with them as well. Now, in terms of apprenticeship itself, I met them last year actually at the Southern City College itself, where they were doing an open day. Now, seriously, they've got some great positions available. Shaquille is one of them, who's based in Birmingham office, just near Great Charles Street. I don't know if you know where the BT Tower is. They're just based quite close to that. So again, I'm hoping they can come out to see you guys as well, to support you in terms of, on what they can offer in terms of training itself. The usual, they can do CVs for you, job search, including support with completing application forms. So William, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Okay, so as I've mentioned, they can give CVs, job search. So there's all the things that you can actually, get support through. And these are very similar to what we do. So don't feel as though, if you don't want to go directly to them without becoming job ready, talk to us. But, again, Katia, if she was on board today, I'm sure she will say the same thing. They can provide the same enthusiasm, same passion through their advisors to give you that support and, making sure that you're successful in whatever goal that you want to achieve and whatever aspirations that you have. They've got many training provisions. I was talking to one of the provider called Jake Murphy. They've got CSCS card training. Now this is virtual delivery. One of them starts tomorrow. The course starts tomorrow, and it goes on for about 3 weeks, I think, this one. But SIA badge, I mean, a lot of you guys may want to get into security. If you want to go into site security, you do need the CSCS. Now these guys can give you both under one roof. If you want to go into catering, as I mentioned, retail it's a very difficult sort of industry to get into right now, because there isn't many vacancies due to what's going on out there. So you might want to change your career. So food and hygiene certificates, they can provide that for you. Now, I know Georgia mentioned about Prince's Trust being able to support with starting up businesses. Go through Prince's Trust first and talk to these guys as well. It's not a problem. And like, they can give you financial advice as well before you start work. So talk about in-work benefit calculations. Right, William, if you can go to the next slide, so we can just give explanation about who Clarion are. I do apologize that Katia couldn't come on board today, but obviously, it's something that if you read through this as well, if you can see it, I'll just cover it through. Apprenticeship development team sit within Clarion Futures, with 3 offices that they've got available nationally. I mean, Katia, by the way, has to come from London. So she was going to connect with us all the way from London today just to explain about what they do. So, if you feel as though you're willing to go out to other cities and you're willing to move, seriously, talk to these guys. Apprenticeship each year, with £150 million ring-fence budget. This is for everybody nationally. Now, these guys, again, can cover this. Worked with 130 employers, and this is growing, by the way, for them. This is just something that she just put on there for you guys to talk, for them to talk to you about. The apprenticeship are designed to support internal and external organizations with every aspect of apprenticeship recruitment. Now, when they talk about this, they're talking about like Birmingham City Council or employers that might want to take people on. On the other hand, they might get people and build up that database with guys like yourself. So as soon as they get an employer on board, they can quickly put you forward for these vacancies itself. Right, William, next slide, please. Now, there are 6 elements to this. Now, there's the program obviously involves fast track and mentoring. Work placement, as I mentioned about, you can be in work as well as getting your qualification, whether it's level 2, level 3, functional skills assessment that you'll have obviously with basic skills. Again, if you don't feel ready for this, we've got adult education budget that you can work with to get those functional skills up to scratch. Okay, so don't feel, again, don't go through the anxiety aspect of it that we're going to push you towards something that you're not ready for. Employability and company culture, they will obviously go through all of this. They'll cover these with you guys, accredited or non-accredited training. I mean, they've got customer service, they've got all the other aspects as I mentioned about, obviously the basics of food and hygiene, the SIA badge, but they've also got the basic training, team building, first aid, and then whatever you need, these guys can provide this for you. If they can't, as I mentioned, they are working with college and providers like ourselves and Princess Trust. They can always signpost you. Guaranteed interview. So there's the promise for you. Once you go through this with them, they will guarantee you an interview and prep you for this job interview itself. And onboarding workshops. They've got many workshops that are available for the aspirations that you may have. Now, these opportunities are available. So if you can go to the next slide for me, please. Right, these opportunities are available for yourself. Currently recruiting 8 apprenticeship opportunities in the following. So closing date is next week. So as you can see, these are live vacancies. I really wanted to catch you to come on board and speak to you about it, but please get in touch with us. Now, level 2 customer service practitioners, as I mentioned, and then level 3 as well, dental nurses they've got available, and level 2 pharmacy assistants. I mean, seriously, some of you guys coming out of retail will have a lot of customer service skills that have, that would be so important coming, especially with dental nurse and pharmacy assistants, so please get in touch with us. I'm hoping there's enough information for you guys. We've got about 8 minutes left for any questions and answers, and I'm hoping if I have a look at, so William, are you okay? Georgia, do you want to add anything to this as well?
I was just going to say, guys, so, the structure that will work with Clarion next week, that's why we're kind of working closely with them at the Princess Trust. So basically, I can give you some times, really. So at 2 p.m, they're hosting a session with the Princess Trust to kind of talk about those vacancies in more detail. And actually, if you bring a CV and a cover letter, for the job that you want to apply for, then they'll actually take that, assess it, and then you'll be invited to an assessment session on the Wednesday in the afternoon. And that assessment session will just see, like, have you got the right skills, like, have you got the right enthusiasm to do this sort of apprenticeship role? And if you are, then you'll get invited to an interview prep session on the Thursday, and that interview prep session will put you in good stead for the actual interviews that will happen the week after. Okay, but if you want
Georgia,
go on.
Can I just recap on that?
Yeah.
When is it next week?
Next week. So Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday is kind of like your last opportunity to get in with all these vacancies, really. So if you get in contact with YPP today, hopefully I can get in contact with you Monday and book you on to a Princess Trust to get hired event, where we can facilitate that a lot easier for you. Or if you can do it yourself, you can do it yourself. Katia is actually going to pass on a hotline and some other bits of information for you guys as well. Okay.
Thank you for that. That helps as well, now that we know the Princess Trust. As I've mentioned, these are great partnership that we have under one umbrella. You will not get it with any other projects out there. This is why Youth Promise Plus, going this extra mile really to get in touch with yourself. And it's so nice for Georgia to come on board as well today. These guys are very, very busy at this current moment. You can imagine a lot of youngsters have come out of furloughs, come out of, retail. And I do thank Georgia for coming on board and, giving that time to speak to us. And even Katia as well, like I said, she was going to connect all the way from London just to talk to you guys and tell you what opportunities that are available. Sometimes seeing the face, kind of lets you connect with us. There's more warmth in terms of, trying to say what support that is available to you. And I've given you some success stories, and we had this chance as well for Georgia to share a success story through Princess Trust. And these are just one or two, but there's hundreds and hundreds of success stories we can tell you about. So again, you guys need to make your own success story right now. So get in touch with us. Okay. So sorry, was there anything specific? I know there was 1 or 2 questions about what, how long the courses are going to be for. These things we can actually email out to you individually if you let us know which course you wanted to apply for at this current moment. Georgia, so is there anything you want to add to this at this current moment?
I think in the chat box there was maybe like a question about interview techniques, and how if people don't want to connect virtually, and things like that, you know, the Prince's Trust can support you with that. You know, we can help you with any phone anxiety or any online session anxiety you might be feeling. Sorry, did you catch that? It kind of froze a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, well, my face froze on the screen, so you guys might have had a mugshot of me. But you know, there's a couple of people just saying that, you know, actually they do struggle with interview technique, and oh my God, you know, we've all been there. We all struggle with interview technique. So, you know, just honestly, just take a chance, get in touch with us, and actually, if you come to a couple of sessions and it's not for you, it's not the end of the world, because actually, you know, your work coach will be super happy that you're engaging with other organisations. You know, you're just opening your opportunities to different things. And we do work with young people that do have, who are on the autism spectrum. We have people that actually have sight and hearing difficulties as well. So, you know, there are provisions in place to support you, even though it's in the virtual world as well. Yeah. Don't know if there's any other questions.
Okay, guys, so there's one or two others actually I've just noticed. Thank you, Georgia. You just gave me a bit of break to look at the others that have come on board. It's just my colleague Sadia is having technical issues, so she can't put the audio aspect on there, you see. Normally she'd be assisting me with this. So there is some questions I just wanted to cover through with you guys. I think there's one about someone wanted to go into HGV. Now, HGV license on average costs between £1,400 to £2,100. And now, going back about 10 years ago, I was involved with this, with a project called Aston Pride, and they did offer this training. And unfortunately, since then, we haven't had that sort of budget for it. But look, there's always opportunities available. But on the opposite side, there is interest in the lab technician's post. Please, I'd be interested in talking to yourself. So if you can get in touch with us through the email address that I gave earlier, it'd be quicker than going through the online. So it'd be yog@birmingham.gov.uk. So it's YOG@birmingham.gov.uk. Another one was regarding just finished foundation degree in animal management behavior, and struggling to find work in animal care. Again, being honest, from my experience, we have supported a few people in the past. Now, you'd be willing to travel outside of the area. It's quite rare that we'd find something in the inner city. So, you know, as long as you're willing to travel outside of this area and you're willing to relocate, for example, there is that opportunity available. Look, the other most important thing is, you know, I'm not promising you, neither George is promising you the world, you know, with everything in it. We're here just as another doorway for you, you know. We are passionate about what we do. As we said to you, we will give it our best shot. And if it doesn't work, we'll always review the action plan that we do. You know, we review your action plan, we review the goals and the journey that you go through. But if you be honest with us as well, and then it helps us to work together really and find that perfect, you know, thing for you. You know, it might not always work out once you're in work. We can give you that little in-work support as well until you settle in. And I'm sure even, sorry, Georgia, go on. I know you want to say something.
I was just going to say, no, it's just to echo what Abdul was saying. Like, yeah, I think one thing you guys have to keep an open mind about is that the job market is in a difficult and varied state at the moment. You know, obviously there's high demand for certain things and there's lower demand for other things. For you guys looking at, you know, animal stuff and things like that, by all means, like, honestly, just keep going with it because something will come up. But like I said, it's mainly in the outer city areas. But, you know, whilst you've got this time where you're reflecting on your plan, why not go and support an animal charity and get to know, you know, different elements of working with animals? You know, has the RSPCA got any sort of admin roles where you can learn about broader sort of animal care businesses? You know, are there any pet groomers or dog groomers that might need a bit of part-time work, support, things like that? You know, just because you go into a sort of a job that's varied from your main goal doesn't mean that you're never going to have that dream goal and dream job. It just means that you're learning other skills to benefit yourself and lift you up for that job.
Sorry, George, I was just going to say, I think I'm coming to an end. I just wanted to give the contact details for us as well again. Sadia, if you can kindly just paste it on there as well. George, I really appreciate everything that you've done for us, especially just jumping on the back of me as well, just covering me on the other side, the things I probably didn't know about. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I think it's worked really well as well today. Right, guys, so please get in touch with us through those two contact details that we've got. So yog@birmingham.gov.uk and www.birmingham.gov.uk/YPP sign up. Really appreciate you guys hanging on all the way through. Sorry about the technicality and Katya couldn't join us. But look, we've got all the information for you guys on an email. Just get in touch with us. And like I said, please complete the survey as well. Georgia, Sadia, William, thank you very much for your support.
Thanks, Abdul.
Thank you guys for attending. Thank you. Bye-bye.